Hebrews 12:14 says, work at living at peace with everyone. So the author writes and tells us the importance at working at living in peace with everyone. Then the question is, what does that look like for you and for me and for us? You know, for me, and you guys who have been following me know that I've started a ministry and I'm focusing on peace, love, and compassion, and encouraging and teaching people new ways and helping us learn from one another how we can get grounded and get centered so that we can better love God and be at peace with God, love ourselves and be at peace with ourselves. And, you know, what my heart tells me is from that foundation, then we're in a better position to be at peace with other people. And then it's easier for me to work at living in peace with other people by making sure I take care of my relationship with God and my relationship with myself. One of the other things that is important for me is to learn how to discern the truth and the lies that come from the puppet masters, the people with the microphone. And what I've come to realize is it's not like it is just now, but it's actually been like this forever. We just haven't been aware of it. We haven't had as many people who have access to information and the freedom to share that information, even though there are certain entities and establishments that are trying to stifle that speech and censor that speech. And isn't that been going on since the beginning of time too? And don't the victors always write the history book? So we think we know history, but if you dive deep and you study ancient history, ancient religions, ancient world cultures, ancient archaeology, you find that there's a lot of differences of opinions on a lot of the things that we hold to be true today. So it makes you wonder, what is real and what is Hollywood? What is reality and what is a movie? And the way that things are portrayed in Hollywood, it's almost like they're predicting the future, or they're predictively programming us. Because if you look at some of the things that have been on the TV and the movies over the last 50, 60 years, and then 10, 20, 30 years later, that stuff happens. You're like, oh, well, I remember seeing that in a movie. I guess that's okay. I guess that's normal. They desensitize us to their lies. So for me, there's no more important thing that I can do to make an effort to live at peace with everyone. Again, is going back to the same thing I talk about all the time, and that's getting to be at peace with God and loving God as you understand Him and nurturing that relationship, spending time in His presence, having the ability to see the grace that He gives you, and then being able to share that grace with others and love people right where they are and accept people and not fight over the differences. But let's look at the things that we have in common as humans, and let's get together under that umbrella and try to foster love and peace and compassion in the community so that we can stand up against the evil that's trying to divide us by any way, shape, form they can. Race, politics, sexual preference, all other kinds of political beliefs, and they try to divide us and make us against each other, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. You know, I look at when I go to an Alabama football game, or when I go to a WWE wrestling match, or watch those on TV, and you'll have 50,000, 20,000, 100,000 people in one place, and they've got a common thing that they're cheering, and that's their team, and they're people from all walks of life. And the only time they ever get in fights in those things is when they're too drunk and they start arguing about their teams that are playing. But overall, man, there's just a lot of love and compassion and good energy, man. And how can we take that love and compassion and energy that we have for our favorite wrestler or our favorite football team and translate that into life and have that kind of compassion for one another and know that we're all on the same team as brothers and sisters? And, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. But when you think and you look at, you know, go watch a wrestling match on TV and see all the different people cheering and getting along, and go to a football game and see all the different classes of people. I go to AA, and there's people in AA that come from all walks of life that you wouldn't think would associate, but we all leave the differences at the door. We found a common solution to help us from the common problem we've had with our addiction to alcohol, and we use love and compassion and peace and understanding, and we share our experience, strength, and hope with one another. And what happens is we just let our lives tell stories to people that God puts in front of us. And somehow by being honest and transparent, God's able to help other people in the rooms. And at the same time, that helps us when we can give away what we've been so freely given. So guys, as you go through the day and you go through the week, there's going to be a lot of chaos coming this week with the convention and all the crap that's being lined up. So just be prepared for chaos. You know, hopefully I'm wrong, but just remember to take care of the relationship you have with God and to take care of the relationship you have with yourself and work on your heart. And then from that foundation, we'll be in a better position to make an effort to live at peace with everyone. No more important time than right now, guys, that we try to make an effort to live at peace with everyone. And if we all would take that effort, the world, I believe, would be a much calmer, saner, and humane place. And God wants us all to play nice together. We're all his kids in the playground, and he's just watching how we play and telling us to play nice. So the way that I can play nice is to make sure I take care of my relationship with God, with myself, and with others, and do what I can with what I have, where I'm at. And that's why I started this ministry, and I'm just trying to do what Paul can with what God's given Paul in the area that God has placed Paul. And in doing so, I'm trying to make local impact on the things that are going on and just help brothers and sisters in my community. And God's made me realize the importance of the relationships that we have with one another, and the way that we talk and care and listen to one another, and then understand one another and accept one another, and not try to change people because we think they're wrong and we think they're right, but maybe just share our experience, strength, and hope, and then let God do the rest, because he's really cool at how he does that stuff. You guys know it. You've all experienced it, whether you realize it or not. So take some time and think, in the past week, how has God shown up in your life? What are some of the things he's done? What are some of the things he's shown you? I mean, take some time. Take 5 minutes, turn off the TV, turn off the phone, and just sit in silence and think and ponder and ask God to reveal to you the things that he's shown you. And then when you do that, I'm sure you'll see some wonderful blessings that you may have missed or that you're aware of. And hopefully that'll give you the encouragement and the enthusiasm to continue to try to seek him, seek his peace, and then be able to share that peace and love with others. God, thank you so much for loving us. Thank you for my wonderful dogs that you give me to remind me that we're all part of the same kingdom, your kingdom. God, fill me with peace, love, and compassion. God, fill my family and friends with peace, love, and compassion. God, fill all the earth and all of humanity with peace, love, and compassion. God bless America. Peace officers out.